I mean, take it into labor. You're in the throes of labor. It's not going the way you want. And you have to make a big decision. It's not really fair.
It's not actually.
It's terrible.
Is it informed consent?
This is a great discussion. You know, we talk about things like, well, your baby could die or your uterus could rupture. Okay, but did we actually talk about how often that might not happen?
Yeah.
Like 98% of the time. You really know when it's emergent and urgent.
Well, this is always the thing. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. So
because this is a huge thing. Like, if it is actually an emergency, somebody's like, you know, your baby could die if you don't get induced. So we'll induce you on the 18th at 7 p.m. What? I thought you said it was an emergency. Well, it's an emergency if we wait too long. What's too long? Well, we don't really know. So maybe this time. What? That's not an emergency? What is that?
No. The emergencies are the ladies that go from triage to the OR. It's that, and to try and just judge each other less.
And judge yourself less.
Yes.
If we judge ourselves less, we probably judge other people less.
Which is going to come into our self-worth, right? We are worthy of these things.
Let that give you comfort. If you thought everything went well, let's say you have birth trauma and you're like, I can't figure out why that went that way. Nobody can figure it out. Maybe it wasn't about you.
Yeah. But you were the best vessel for that other little human being.
Yeah, but like
to come earthside.
Exactly. But maybe it was about your baby.
Right?
Maybe it wasn't about you.
And what if we flip that and was like, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you put up with a lot
to
get that little person here, right? Like if we could flip it, but we don't flip it.
We
take it as a failure. We take it
personally.
Take it personally.
I think it would be irresponsible if we offered a set of ABC advice.
Yeah, there isn't one. Because everyone's different. Everyone is different. Are we recording?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome to this week's podcast.
You right now?
Yeah.
Because you just got white fluff in your
hair.
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome. I was like, I can't put that on here.
I hate when that happens to me. Thank you. Do you know what it is? My scalp goes through a transition period every single fall. Don't know what it is.
Oh.
Can't handle it.
Hormones.
Awful. It must be hormones.
It's all hormonal.
Takes like 2 weeks, then I'm fine again. Love that for me.
Well, I also was like, this is a total aside from this. You could start doing hair tutorial. When you braided your hair on that thing, I was like, you are just...
Well, because I posted a TikTok that like got, I don't know, more traction than normally I get. And they were like, what is it, how your hair? And I was like, it's just braids.
It's amazing. Like,
so yeah.
Honestly. Okay.
Whatever. You know,
you're just
we were talking about this more. You never know what's going to blow up.
You never know. Like that, I'll send you that. Like when those guys blow up, you're just like, and I love it how excited they are too.
Yeah.
Like they're like, what did I do?
It's exhilarating.
Like, you did something.
Know. That's the beauty of the internet. You never know. We could say something that blows up and we won't know. We'll be like, that? Really?
Yeah, but you hope it blows up for good. Right? Like there's the internet's a crazy place for me. But anyway.
It is.
Okay. Part
Hi,
two.
Guys.
Hi.
Yeah, part 2 of the conversation from last week. So if you haven't listened to last week's episode, definitely go back and listen to that. Then come back here because we are talking all about what happens when your birth doesn't go the way you planned. Because we can be the most natural, home birthy, free birthing, in the world. Yeah. And sometimes birth is just going to birth.
Not go your way.
It doesn't go the way you hope. So last week we talked about that. We dove into our experiences because we both have an experience of that happening to us and more. And then no, it's okay. Now we're just going to chat about...
What happens next? So it's not going your way. What do you do?
Yeah, now it's not. So you're in labor, or you haven't gone into labor yet, but it's not going the way you thought it was going to go. What can somebody do?
How do we do this? I think we just sort of had touched on it a little bit earlier. Like, how do you make a good informed decision? I mean, I guess it starts, when does it not go your way? And right now, I think we can talk a lot about post dates and over 42 weeks. And it's not just that you're laboring and it's not going your way. It can be before. Prenatally, it's not going your way. So what do you do? And I don't know if the right language is like, who do you go for help? How do you make a really good informed decision? I think it's easier to do it prenatally because you're not in the throes of labor and trying to figure out.
So let's say like you're 36 weeks pregnant and your baby is breech.
Yeah.
And they go, whoa, that's a C-section. Now what?
Now what?
Right.
And where do you go for good information?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you speak to? Everything's a timeline now, right? Like,
Yep.
it's like we awfulize everything.
And it feels like a ticking time bomb when you're the one pregnant.
Yes, it does. Because I was also saying this because it's also very responsible to be having a baby. And a lot of people put a lot of pressure on you when you're doing that.
Yep.
Because you're affecting people's worlds. You're affecting people's out. Like, it's so much pressure. I mean, breech is a good one, but actually I think breech is coming back. We're getting there.
Oh yeah.
This is like,
I think we know that.
Thank you.
But that's why I use that because it's like, you just find the right person that's like, oh, that's not a big deal.
Right. It's not a big deal.
Oh, cool. We'll just have a baby.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of great information because 22 years ago we stopped that,
Right.
but this is it, right? So we could take it prenatally. It's not going the way you think. What are you going to do? I think it's our responsibility as women to information gather and have people that we trust and care about. And you still, like we talked about before, you can change your care provider.
You can change your care provider at 40 weeks.
You can do it. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
It's not easy, but you can do it.
At the end of the day, I think where people are like, but I can't. You're going to have a baby anyway.
One way or
that
another.
baby is coming. Yes. So if you just show up, whatever, at maybe you choose a different place or whatever.
Yeah.
What are they going to say? No, you're about to have a baby. No, go away. No, they're just going to be like,
no. But I think it's true. So where do you go for help? Who advocates for you? Who, is it your partner's job? I don't know. Like, I think they help, but I think they're as sort of lost in that like process as well. I mean, take it into labor. You're in the throes of labor. It's not going the way you want. And you have to make a big decision. It's not really fair.
It's not actually.
It's terrible.
Is it informed consent?
This is a great discussion.
When you are in, like, okay, again, we talked about my birth story not long ago, where I was like, I have never had a pain-free birth. I've had gentle births, but like, I'm sorry, but pain exists in birth. Some people get the experience of no pain. That's awesome. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but a lot of us, and for a lot of people listening, it's not going to be comfortable. Right? And
true.
Can we make decisions in that space when we're like going through some of the most discomfort in our life?
I'm not sure that I think it's the most.
Are we rational?
Well, I don't. How can we be? Because you just want to do anything to either stop it and get it over with.
You don't know how you're going to deal with that too. Let's say that somebody's never broken an arm or broken a bone or had any sort of discomfort in their life, really. Because there are people, me, before my first birth, I couldn't imagine what I was walking into because I'd never really felt pain to that degree.
Or it's a different pain, right? Like it's a different.
It's like that power, that overwhelming.
But of course, what do we present to people? We can make that pain stop. So let's start by that, right? So we're going to get you comfortable. Okay, well, great. But do we talk about the consequences of that? No. So then what's the flip, right? Like,
were you informed about your spinal tap when you had to have a C-section?
With Cyrus?
Yeah. Did they actually go over everything? Because I got thrusted a picture, like a set of paperwork for my epidural that they were like, here, just sign your name right here. Don't worry about it.
Funny, I don't totally remember. I mean, honestly, whatever. I probably would have signed something. I mean, could they have done? I mean, I don't know actually. Right at this hot minute,
they have to sign because I had to sign.
Yeah, you probably would have but even now.
Did anybody read that to me? No,
probably not.
They went, blah 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 blah. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we do this all the time.
Yeah,
it's totally normal. Right. Okay. But also what we're just talking about this the other week, like it was a totally different, like whatever. But, we talk about things like, well, your baby could die or your uterus could rupture. Okay. But did we actually talk about how often that might not happen?
Yeah.
Like 98% of the time. Like, right. Like
at the end where they're like, your risk is whatever.
And you're like,
you have a 70% higher risk of like your baby dying. Okay. Well, what was the number before? Oh,
what was it
0.048.
Right. Oh.
And it moved up to 0.05.
So if we actually talked about it in the flip, we would be like, that wouldn't even be on our, like, it doesn't make sense. Numbers, I feel like there's no stats that are truthful at this hot minute. But that's the truth. We just sell it as the worst, most awful stat on the planet, but we should flip it. You have like a 98% chance of this working or whatever they are.
When you put the numbers, that thing, that's a math thing. People who aren't good at math aren't maybe going to understand that a 0.3 increase could be a however much percent.
Exactly. Right. And if we did that, it's just the weirdest thing about.
But it's manipulative.
It's totally manipulative. It's terrible. It really is terrible.
There's a reason they don't say, it's just like 0.3.
No, they don't say that.
No.
But I think that goes back to it. So you're, prenatally, I think we have more time when things aren't going the way that we think they're going to go. We have more time to information gather. We have more time to do other things, options, whatever it is, ultrasounds, blood work, whatever it is. But when you're actually laboring and it's not going your way, who advocates for you? I mean, obviously your care providers, depends who they are. Do you have a doula? I think partners kind of get tucked in this trap of they don't know the best thing either. Their automatic reaction is to try and fix it. You can't fix it.
And well, let's be honest. You can't have an uneducated man beside you being your knight in shining armor in your labor. No. If he didn't know prep and is not prepared and did no education, how on earth could he advocate for you?
True. Yeah. I mean, I think we're in this weird dynamic. I talk about this a lot too. Like, men kind of got thrown into this, right? Like, it's a weird dynamic. Historically, men weren't at, I don't know, we can look at that as a 50-50, good and bad. We talk about this
a lot too. Like, some men should not be at birth.
I think it's very traumatic for them. I really do. Well, and I admit, very unpopular probably opinion.
Some men are causing more harm than good being at a birth. Some men are like too emotional, too fear-based. Yeah. They're causing more harm than they are causing any help. And then you have the men that are great. Like,
totally, it's like they kind of stay in the relationship. It's an interesting dynamic.
Awesome in birth. I wouldn't want anybody else beside
me. We just talked about needs to do a class.
Yeah,
he needs to do the class. Like, honestly, he's gonna be our little like sidekick of this.
There we go.
He's so good at it. He knows you so well. He knows, he stays in his lane, kind of, and I don't mean that unkindly, but there's something that occurs. It's almost like something switches in the two of you, and he just all of a sudden just okay.
Yep. And if we were ever had to be thrust into a hospital setting or something, he would 100% guard me.
He'd have your back. He would not even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super interesting.
Not only
dynamic.
Would he have my back, but he would he's protective. He's like, yes. What are you doing and why? Put that in writing. Oh, you want to do that? Okay, you'll put that in writing then.
Totally. Because also I think Cody it's not life. Nothing is like, it's hard. You get to that end. And he just kicks in.
Oh, do you know, it's also his personality. I think he will be scared in the moment, but he tucks it away, puts it in a box. He's like, I'll deal with that after. And then after it'll come out. But he's like, not right now. Business right now.
Business now. That's true. Yeah. And I mean, for me professionally, what I could say in my career, and probably more now that I do those in-house shifts at the Rocky View, you really know when it's emergent and urgent.
Well, this is always the thing. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. So
because this is a huge thing. Like, if it is actually an emergency, somebody's like, your baby could die if you don't get induced. So we'll induce you on the 18th at 7 p.m. What? I thought you said it was an emergency. Well, it's an emergency if we wait too long. What's too long? Well, we don't really know. So maybe this time. What? That's not an emergency? What is that?
No. The emergencies are the ladies that go from triage to the OR.
Well, true.
That is a true.
Yes. Or they go straight from AMBO from home to
boom.
Yeah, straight into the OR.
That is a true. Does it happen? Yes. Is it rare? I mean, I think we're in this cusp of what do we decide is rare?
Yeah.
But you're exactly right. Like, those women that are so they go have an ultrasound and they're sent to the hospital for this like urgent and emergent, all these things, but then they sit there for 12 hours and nothing moves forward.
I think being educated in that is not a true emergency. And unfortunately, we're in a time where you have to educate yourself.
True.
Your care provider, especially if you have more, if you're in the hospital or if you have an OB or something like that, they're probably not going to educate you as much as you deserve to be educated. And it is your responsibility to find that research and to look into it and to know, an emergency will be an emergency. You'll go from your OB appointment or your midwife appointment
something's going down.
Yeah.
So how, especially for those women, like if we're going to go with midwifery and out of hospital, it's becoming more rare, right? Like the midwife role is changing. But for those women that are really true home birthers and all of that stuff. So when it really doesn't go that way in its labor, like who is your best advocate? I think you just really have to trust your birth team. And we talked about this earlier in a podcast about your intuition.
Your intuition.
If you really, really know.
And it's okay to take a second and say, everybody stop, everybody out, give me a minute.
Give me a hot minute.
And take your minute.
Yeah. And have we all been in emergencies at home? I'd say most midwives, yes. And sometimes there's not enough time to speak totally about all of the things, which can be its own trauma in itself.
That's almost its own category.
I
Like
agree.
those emergencies, there is no time to waste. Everybody does their job. It's done. You get through it. And there's a different trauma that comes with that. But I feel like there's a different relief with those. And I feel like maybe this is why a lot of women are so, you get those, you share a home birth video and there's always going to be somebody be like, if I wasn't in the hospital, my baby would have died.
Oh yeah.
We see that all the time. That's like, it's kind of becoming a meme. But maybe it's because like there are some women that can say that,
truly.
And in those true emergencies,
there's truth to some of it.
The trauma can be comforted by the relief of we lived.
Totally.
We live through that because sometimes you can't predict something happening and there's bodies are weird. Medical stuff is weird. Like
true.
Shiz happens.
Yeah, totally. It's
truly.
Like, wow.
But then there's this other section that's not rare. And it's just like, just in caseism. I don't know.
That's tough.
Right? But we see that all the time in midwives and hospital settings alike.
Totally. And I think like also the professional piece of this for me is that you just hope that you are, those transfers in or we're, making a different plan or whatever. Like you're doing the least amount of harm as possible. Does that make sense? Like to your hearts and your heads. The physical piece it is what it is. Like if we're changing our plan, we're changing our plan. But like even for like birth workers, midwives, anybody, like that trauma piece exists, right? Yeah. So it's like when that plan, even for us, like there's like rarely a birth that you go into, oh yeah, we're going to transfer in for sure. And it's going to be a C-section. No.
But then you got to be careful because sometimes you will get a midwife that is fearful.
True.
And who will panic when a home birth is just, maybe it's a hiccup and it's fine. You just need a little bit more time. You can get through it.
Here's a trauma piece.
They'll transfer you.
Totally. There was a midwife. She's doesn't work, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be too much disclosure. She must have come and done like a day 3 or a day 5 for me after I'd had Cyrus. Like she wasn't at part of his birth team, but whatever. I don't know why. And at the time it was still staples, right? So your staples had to come out. And first freaking thing she said to me, she's like, I knew this would happen. I'm not sure I've ever forgiven that statement. Excuse me, sister. I was like, you what? Like, I remember thinking in my career, I would never say it. Even if I thought it, I would never say that to somebody.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, ooh, that was awful for me at that time because I just remember thinking then you just wouldn't have had any faith in me to get this done anyway. So this is probably deeper than we're just like, this is like deeper. Like you were just saying elephants in the room. There's probably 10.
There's a lot, right? Because you might not realize, you might not even have any indication that your midwife is fearful in XYZ setting until you're in it.
Till you're in it.
And she's attending your birth and there she is. And now she's like, oh, we should transfer.
Yeah. What? That's crazy to me. But I remember thinking, I will never.
What do you do in that moment?
Nothing good. I just remember thinking, are you for real? Like that was crazy to me. Do I ever get an intuition? Like where I was going to go with this too was, do I ever get an intuition and go, man, like something is not working for sure. And I've done it like recently. Yeah. Like, and I just remember thinking, we have to do something different with this or the outcome is going to be this.
But here's the
thing. I hate being right.
This is what makes you lovely and what makes you amazing at what you do is you go, we have to do something different. And that's your key. Other midwives I've seen go, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Transfer.
True.
You don't go, you're not knee jerk. You're like, something needs to change. Let's change it. I have a plan A, B, and C before we have to go there.
True. And I think that is sometimes my commitment and maybe overcommitted. I don't know if that's even a right language around it, but I really believe in that women that really are planning a home birth, they just so deserve the chance.
They do.
Right. So when it doesn't go their way, it's just like
first mom.
Yes, that's so important to me. Yes.
Because so many midwives now are like, we don't do first time home births.
It's tricky for sure. So that's also mine. And usually what I would say is if something kicks in and I do think we should go in, there's usually a reason. Yes. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not, but usually, and really that transfer rate for me, knock on wood, right, is low because those women are so healthy, all of the things. And then I flip it and sometimes it's not up to the mom, it's their baby.
Truly.
Their baby also has a journey.
That's a big thing.
How do we get there?
Sometimes your baby has an undiagnosed, was missed on ultrasounds, whatever. And then you learn about it after birth and you're like, oh. there it is. That makes sense. That does happen.
It happens. Totally happens. So there's like that. There's lots of pieces to this one. Like, how do you're like, I think you can go to that. You're laboring. It's not going the way we thought it was going to go. What do we do, and how do we make that? It's not a smooth transition. I don't ever go, oh yeah, we're transferring in from home and it's smooth.
I think we can learn to ask more questions as
Good
women.
Point. Yeah.
If we transfer and it's not what you think it is, can we go back home? That's a question that you're allowed to ask.
Good question. Can you, I always worry about this, and I know we've talked about this, like in prenatally, women they'll come back and they'll do a class and they're like, well, they just told us how to prep for a C-section. I was like, no. That's like double Z plan, like way over here. Or is it the flip that if you, I don't know, I feel like once you start throwing that into your realm and the what if, and if we, then you're already thinking about it.
Well, that's the thing. So
I don't know if that's a fine line.
On that part, like one of the reasons that we started the Birth Collective, if you don't know, we've got a couple doulas, and Janna's our midwife for the collective, and we just have this little standalone birth collective that it's like, hey, you need some help that's in this alignment with home birth and what you believe. Here we are. The part of the reason was that out here where we live, there was another birth class happening, and another, like, it's supposed to be like doulas. Oh, sweet, doulas, home birth. Yeah, they didn't have any experience with home birth, and they C-section prepped for most of the class. Because one of the ladies was a C-section mom, and it was sugar. So I was getting women come to me being like, that's not what I thought I was going, and now they're scared, and now we undo it. And
you gotta undo it then.
But good for those women who went to someone else to undo it and be like, hey, right?
That's a bit tough.
So that was hard, and like, but that's kind of a norm, and you have to. I think it comes back to understanding that your midwife, your birth worker, your nurse, your OB, whoever you are dealing with is a human with their own traumas and their own biases.
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend I don't like the idea of being an unbiased birth worker. I have my biases.
Which is what
and
makes
I think that makes me.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
I don't, like in the collective, we don't take planned hospital births. Do things happen? Yes. Are we still going to support you? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's in alignment with what we want to serve.
Yeah. That's absolutely.
Right? So
your philosophies but then that's what you do well.
So if somebody's never attended a home birth, maybe don't hire them as a doula.
Yeah. That wouldn't be my first pick. Like, and it's not,
if they've only attended C-section births or something like that. That's like, maybe this is not in alignment with you.
And women need to learn, like, you must stand up for yourself for that. Right. We're not just gonna, that's not a great.
So maybe part of this is a courage and a confidence in each person. We need to take the pregnancy to gain the confidence and gain the courage to ask hard questions, ask uncomfortable questions, and advocate for ourselves. At the end of the day, nobody's going to advocate for you better than you.
True. It's so true. Right. So then that, like, let's keep going on that. Like, you're transferring in, like, so, but I do think there is a very critical piece about when it's just, but you could even do this when you're in the hospital. So it's, you're planning a vaginal birth, all these things aren't going, you've induced, all these things. And now we're talking C-section, not going the way you want. Are you really making a great decision in those throes of that, like, labor? You probably got an epidural, all these things. Yeah. I mean, we talk about the cascade. So do we create some of this in our own realm and not feel supported? Like, I feel like it's such a, like, explosion. So I think
there's this undercurrent too, like you're saying. Sometimes when we allow the first intervention to happen, that changes the course of not only, like, yes, we all know the snowballs of intervention, but if you've been under induction medication for 15 hours and things like, so that changes how your uterus is going to respond
100%.
And there is a side to that where, okay, it's not just yes, I want that, or no, I don't want that. It's now, okay, you've been under these scenarios for however long. This is how it's going to affect your body. And then we make an informed choice from there. We're not actually making an informed choice from the start anymore.
We're changing. Exactly. Exactly.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that because if you're not exposed to it all the time,
totally,
you don't think of those things, you know?
And then the next question becomes, like, how do you get to the point of it being almost okay? Do you know what I mean?
Be
Like,
okay with
how do you be okay with
radical
it?
acceptance? Can you
Ooh.
accept?
Oh yeah, like I talk about radical responsibility. It's radical acceptance.
Well, think about it in our daily lives. How many things happen to us that we don't like, and we just like kick about it, we cry about it, we're stuck in the mud about it. We don't want to move forward. We don't want to accept that what's happening. It's very natural. We all do it.
We all do it. Yeah.
But I think I feel like there's usually maybe not for everybody, but I think there's usually a time in labor, in birth, where if things are changing, if things aren't going the way you want, you have a moment of like, am I going to resist this and make this worse, or can I figure out a way to make this okay? Like, I'm already here. Yeah. This is the path forward. This is the only one path forward now, because choices were made before and whatever.
Totally.
Now what? Can we make this not horrible? Because they're like, some women are stuck. Sometimes totally, you get there and it's not what you want, and you want to push your feet in, and the C-section's coming, and you had a planned home birth, and all your birth supplies are sitting at home, and that freaking sucks. Like, deal with that in a second. Now what? Right?
That's true. So then how do you get to that point where you can pivot?
Yeah.
Who needs to pivot?
But I think maybe that's a practice in the pregnancy and a practice in each person. Do you have moments in your life where you can practice some radical acceptance? Because it is a practice. You have to practice to be able, in those hard moments, to pull that out.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Like, if we don't practice radical acceptance in our life, how on earth can we pull from it in a moment of uncertainty, a huge moment like labor?
If you don't have that as a skill,
if you've never practiced it, it's never been a skill. All these things are tools in your tool belt. You have to get to know each tool. Right.
So that's I don't think I have the answer for this. So do you touch on it? You know, like, there's women that are like, it's just not an option. Like, I'm not going to do that.
So I guess in this, then we're speaking to the woman who has not yet given birth, or who, has had a traumatic birth and is scared for the next birth.
Right.
Or they're pregnant and they're going in and maybe they've been told something, or they might get told something. What you can start doing is practicing radical acceptance in your life and thinking about that, I think. Starting to think about, okay, like, imagine I really believe you shouldn't put your energy on something you're fearful about. But
somebody create it.
Could you, if you were under that, just briefly, if you were under that circumstance, you were about to go get transferred, could you still make that good? It's not what you wanted, but could we still make it nice? Right?
I think it's a loaded question. I think some of us can or could not, like, when I look back, but also that there's a whole other thing that happens, right? Like, that fear base, all of those things kick in. And maybe it's like, maybe not right at that moment. But do I think you could get there? Yes. But I think we have to, there's so many pieces about this. Like, sometimes I think as birth workers, we don't know everything about everybody.
Oh, we don't.
And sometimes women don't know their own things about themselves. It comes up in labor. And sometimes you just don't have time.
We talk about that too. Sometimes there's no time.
And usually it's trauma, it's abuse, it's things that just maybe haven't come to the surface of some women's lives. And it comes up, really, anything that it's going to come up is going to come up in your labor. So
I see a lot of mother wounds come up in labor. So if you've never talked about to anybody about your mother wound or whatever, childhood abuse, something like that can come up in your labor.
Absolutely.
And stall you out. And then what? You're going through contractions, you're going through all of that, and you don't have the time and space to think about, oh, this could be linked to this. I think that's why it's important to have somebody you trust. Like, seriously, I know a lot of women are like, I don't know if I want a doula. And I mean, you have to find the right doula. That's really, really important.
Very important.
But it is worth it for so many people to have somebody there that knows them and who is like trained in that empathy almost.
True. Yeah.
Or experienced in it enough to be like, hey, this might be this. Or let's explore this. Is this anything before,
And maybe that does make it easier.
There's no perfect answer here.
No, I don't think we're going to come up with there's another great doula out of Airdrie, Leanne Bryce. Shout out to Leanne.
Hey,
if you get in with her, go for that. But she's got that acronym in its brain. Now, what is it? It's like benefits, risks.
Yep.
What's the other? Is it another option maybe? Is the A? I always forget what the I is in.
She does have a great, go follow her. She's Leanne Bryce on Instagram.
Honestly awesome. But it's like a no thank you. And I mean, that's also radically responsible. Like, just because somebody thinks you should transfer in from a home birth, you don't have to.
Well, here's the thing.
You could
in
say
the event of a non-crazy, very small percentage emergency, you can say no to anything at any time.
Totally.
And now you need to assume the risk that might come with.
Right.
That's radical responsibility.
Yeah. And having the team behind you that will support you in that.
Because it's the thing, as a midwife, if you're in the middle of labor and you say, no, I'm not going to transfer, are they going to leave you there?
Well, no.
They're not allowed to. No.
Well, or they shouldn't probably.
Right.
But then you can also watch for the care providers for you. That's another issue, right? Like, staying at home with something that isn't really as normal as we might have thought it was, or is like pushing the limits for a lot of midwives. Like that's also another like piece of it when it's not going the way you think it's going to go. Right.
Oh, gosh.
It's not just that. It's also for
next time we'll talk about my fourth birth, because that was right in there.
Oh, I love it. It's a great memory, but there's another one. It didn't go the way you thought.
No.
Right. So interesting. You just said it. And I think that this is part of it, that there will never be an answer. We're never going to come up with the right thing about this.
Like if you thought that we were going to give you some wonderful advice that was just like, this is what you can do. I'm sorry, but there's too much nuance.
Yeah. And it's heavy. Like, and it's traumas. It's all of the things. Can we make it a little bit better and a little bit easier? For sure. I think we are our own worst judgers.
Attitude I always say attitude is the difference between an ordeal and an adventure. And I live by that.
That's a good point.
Now, I've been through some really crappy experiences in my life. Can we turn them into an adventure a little bit? Yeah. Can we make them a little more lighthearted? Yeah. We talked about an episode about making things a little more joyful and like choosing to be a little sillier about things in the right settings to just make them lighter on your heart.
Totally.
There's power in that.
Yeah. Those are great gentle reminders, right? And I've always said this for a long, long time. It was like, I had a great friend and she had said to me after Cyrus was born, like everyone has hurts. Everyone has hurts. They're equal, but they're different. And 100%. Your skills that you have to deal with those hurts are different than my skills, which is also why I think you and I have attracted each other. Like I sent you that thing yesterday. Was that just yesterday?
Yeah.
This is not our first lifetime, however we believe in it. But that's because you and I can sit here and talk about this, which I was just so grateful. Like sometimes I'm like, how do we attract people? Sometimes, again, that's out of our realm of whatever. Yeah. But like your examples of how to deal with things that either go on in my life and vice versa and all of these things, I think really was also the basis of this podcast, just sharing out. There's no right or wrong to any of this shit. Like, oh God, I just swore again. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I get little, but it's
quack.
like there. But there's no right or wrongs to this. If there's nothing else that we can't learn from this, it's that, and to try and just judge each other less.
And judge yourself less.
Yes.
If we judge ourselves we probably judge other people less.
Which is going to come into our self-worth, right? We are worthy of these things. List them. Go and pick 3 things today. What are you worthy of? Right? Today, I feel so worthy of having like such a great relationship with you. Right?
Yeah.
Like, honestly. No, I mean it.
Me
right?
too.
Like, I always come in. It takes us half an hour to sort out the kids and say hello to everybody. Greatest joy for Sunday morning for me. Right?
It's
where people,
lovely.
and I don't, God always isn't just in church. He's everywhere. Like I come in here 100%. And that's the greatest joy in my heart. Like I love it when Zag's like yelling at me about being Auntie Jane and his dinosaurs. I'm all over it. I love it. So I think also if we could go back to what truly means so much in our lives, and it's things like that I just don't want the traumas of women in their births to like not waste
take you out of the big picture.
Out of the big picture, right? Like, and I don't want. I mean, I think I'm a great example of that. I'm not super proud of the time that I spent grieving Cyrus's birth. Like, and I think if that's another thing, I think it happened to me so that I can pass that on. And I don't want you guys to waste your time. And I don't mean it that I wasted my time, because it was a great lesson for me. But man, I miss some moments. You know?
That's like I say, like you can choose to put the baggage down. Yeah. It's a bag you're carrying. You're carrying that suitcase around.
Yeah.
You can put it down.
Totally. And I think my bag, which was probably like freaking 10 suitcases, I feel like I've got it into a backpack.
Good.
You know, like I feel like maybe I'm carrying it with both shoulders still. I think that's just part of this.
That's the craziest thing about it though. In spirituality, you want to think about it that way. Like you can just slip it off your shoulders and walk away from it. And you go, whoa, but you're attached to it because you're used to it. You have a weird, unhealthy attachment to your baggage because it's comforting.
Totally. It's mine.
But you're allowed to set it down. And that's the crazy thing with healing, I think. And I think this is appropriate in this conversation because a lot of women have to heal from whatever they went through. Healing it doesn't have to take a long time. The people who are better at putting down the bag you could be an hour later. Oh, I put that down and I walked away. I'm actually fine now.
Totally.
And they will go the rest of their life being 100% fine because they just left it there.
Just left it there. Totally.
Now, some people will run back and go get it again.
How many times do you want to run back and get it?
It's not linear.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
And you have to remember that too. It's like, don't judge your healing based off other people's healing either.
True.
Sometimes I do that because I can get everything. When I've decided to actually put it to bed, I move on.
You're good at that.
I am. And sometimes I'm like, should I be sad still? Wait, am I allowed to move on this quick?
Well, you're good reminding me that I'm a little bit of a dweller. Oh, woe is me, right? Honestly.
It's because I can be too, but I've been like, there's a self-discipline in me that's like.
You've done that really well.
Worry means you suffer twice.
Totally.
Cut it out. Let's go.
Totally.
There's a whole world ahead of me. I think it's a blind faith too, of like, there is more in front.
And weirdly, a guilt. I think there's a guilt about like, if you did birth didn't go the way, for what purpose? I didn't give my baby that. Well, no.
Yeah.
That was the way our babies were meant to come onto this planet.
Then we can talk about soul contracts again, of like, or God's plan or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. So why don't we just accept that? Yeah. What is it? I don't know if
maybe it wasn't only because this is the other thing. It's not just about you. You're carrying another soul.
Totally. There was an anesthetist resident. Oh my goodness. Anesthetists are a whole other way. Just to talk about that anyway. There was a resident he's like, this is the only place I've been where I'm dealing with 2 lives. He's just a kid. He's like, I mean, honestly, well, how an anesthetist resident, how old would he be? Late 20s, maybe? I mean, they go to school for a while, honestly. And I was like, you are absolutely right. There's no other unit that is dealing with 2 lives at any given time.
Yeah.
And in one, do you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of weird to say.
Like, let that give you comfort. If you thought everything went well, let's say you have birth trauma and you're like, I can't figure out why that went that way. Nobody can figure it out. Maybe it wasn't about you.
Yeah. But you were the best vessel for that other little human being.
Yeah, but like
to come Earthside.
Exactly. Like, but maybe it was about your baby.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't about you.
And what if we flipped that and was like, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you put up with a lot to get that little person here, right? Like if we could flip it, but we don't flip it.
We don't flip
it. We take it as a failure. We take it
it personally.
Take it personally.
Not every birth
and
is
we're
personal.
competitive about our births. That's a part of the problem in this. Like, I don't know, whatever. That's a whole other, like the competition is crazy, which turns into our guilt and judgment. Who are you competing with? And is it really going to matter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because again, I'm going to go with this. Social media is crazy for this.
If it's going to matter in your circle, maybe you need a new circle.
You might need a new tribe. Right? If it's really going to bring you down and people are going to judge you for that, then we might want to look at the bigger picture here. Because truthfully, when things are, and it's kind of tricky, right? Like, because we're saying a vaginal birth at home can be as traumatic for somebody. Like women that are not planning a home birth.
This is the thing. Yeah.
We can flip this right around.
This can be, and we won't go like to terribly too much longer, but I've met women, or I've like heard their stories where women have planned a home birth because they thought, they were in a circle where that was common. So they were like, I shall do this too. And they were like, I hated it. Yeah. It was horrible. It was painful. I didn't like any part of it. And then they went on to have hospital births that they loved.
Totally.
That's allowed.
It's allowed.
You don't
Isn't
know what
that
your trauma
interesting?
will
We
be.
don't flip that around though. Right?
No, we don't. We don't ever think about anything besides, because like all of the fear-based stuff too is your home birth failed. Told you so. Knew that was going to happen.
Ouch.
Awful. But
terrible.
It's so one-track minded. You know, it's not.
Yeah, we don't flip it very often.
It's not the whole picture. There's no nuance there.
So how do we get, I don't know. I think social media doesn't help us. I'm not going to lie about that. I think social media made birth more competitive because we have access to it and we can see it.
Competitive. I've seen birth workers tear pregnant birth workers apart during their own, I've seen it happen where like a birth worker is pregnant and they don't agree on the same philosophies or whatever. And they tear this birth worker apart during her pregnancy. You should know better.
Well, I haven't home birth. Does that make me not a good home birth midwife?
Right.
I mean, that's a question. Well, exactly. I mean, if I would challenge you on that, it probably makes me a better one because I feel like
there's literally nobody else I would choose to be on my home births than you.
I'm just so grateful that that's been my path. It's that's how I was trained, right? I'm not a school trained.
It was your plan. It wasn't, you didn't choose a C-section. That would be a different story, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, which can lead us into Heathy's birth
but it's
eventually.
Not personal. Your story's not personal in that way. Like, your C-section and what happened to you, you didn't do anything to make that happen, you know? And I'm speaking to every woman who ever maybe feels like that.
Yeah, true.
It's not a tit for tat situation. You didn't. It's not a punishment to anything you've done in your life. It happened.
In which at the time, and speaking from this honestly, that's how it feels.
It does.
And you're trying, and you get panicky, right? And you're like, wow, what did I do to get this? How did I get here?
It's not your fault.
No. But what if I really was the best vessel on that route for Cyrus to come that way? Okay.
I like to think about that sometimes. Like, maybe he would have not been okay another way.
Maybe he wouldn't have. Maybe forceps, maybe a vacuum wouldn't have been good for him. Right? Honestly.
Who knows?
So the OB that was on wasn't even willing. You know what I mean? If you go back and you can look at it and dissect it, which, I mean.
And we'll never know.
We'll never know.
But that has to be okay with you.
That's not interesting. So interesting. For anybody.
I mean, I hope this has been helpful. I feel like we haven't.
Interesting.
There's no point to get in this conversation. I think it would be irresponsible if we offered a set of ABC advice.
Yeah, there isn't one. Because everyone's different. Every woman is different. Like I said, joyful,
but
hurt,
maybe just don't
different.
Put these thoughts in a box, especially if you're pregnant. Think about them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Think about who you are and how you react to things in your life. And, you know, dissect that pregnancy, and it's about work. Yeah. You need to do the work.
Totally.
To get to the labor, right?
Yeah,
it's a shedding.
Totally. And I like what you said, that radical acceptance. Right? Yeah. Like touch into that. Like, how can you be accepting of something that didn't go your way? It doesn't even need to necessarily be about birth.
No.
Right? It can be about a lot of things.
Well, something I like part of my birth, like with my oldest, like something I really didn't like, the thing that brings me the most like upset is what happened in the postpartum 24 hours. Wasn't actually even in the birth. So yeah, you never know, right?
Point, it comes
from all over.
Look at us.
Oh gosh. Boop.
Why it's a boop day today.
It's a boop day.
All right. Anyway.
Like oh gosh.
All right.
Okay. So, I mean, if you have anything to add to this conversation, if you have maybe somebody out there is listening and they do have advice.
Yeah, please. Absolutely.
Put it down in the comments so people can see it.
Or just something that worked for you.
Yeah.
You know, which is totally fair.
Maybe you had a traumatic or what should have been a traumatic birth, and you were able to spin it differently for you and your heart. Yeah. How did you do that?
I think that's fair.
Let us know.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right.
Until then, we'll see you next week. Okay. Bye, friends.